Well, our next guest is very special, and I think perhaps all of us at one time or another look back and remember the newsreels, the stories, and the things that we saw back in 1994 when Rwanda was going through an incredible genocide, unlike anything we ever seen before. Millions of people lost their lives. With us today is Nsengimana. There we go. I got it. And we're Skyping him in. He is actually a survivor from Rwanda. But if you look closely for those watching on theDove TV, look what he has on his sweater today. He has Operation Christmas Child, and there's a story behind that as well. Alex, nice to have you, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me today, Perry.
Good to see you. Quite a story. First of all, I want to fast forward. You survived genocide, and I want you to come back to that story. But you went on, and because of Operation Christmas Child and receiving a shoebox, your life was changed.
That's right.
What happened?
So I lived in an orphanage after the war. And I remember that day when Operation Christmas Child and Samaritan's Purse had come to Rwanda to deliver shoeboxes in my orphanage. And I can remember that day how we're excited to open the shoebox and receive those small toys that reminded me that someone was out there thinking about me. And it was a very, very special day.
All right, so you went from there, you gave your life to Christ. You ended up in the African Children's Choir, correct?
Yes, a year later, after I received the shoebox and how that shoebox planted a seed of hope in me, it was a year later that I traveled with the African Children's Choir, went to Uganda to learn English. Then I came to the United States in '98 and toured for 2.5 years. But I became a Christian while I was in Uganda because I was asking myself these questions: why I was alive, and if there was a God who cares for his people, why would he take the most people who were left to take care of me? But at this time, I was reminded that hope and that peace that was planted in me by that shoebox continued to grow, and I started to see how I was protected during the war. And I couldn't ignore that, and that's how I came to know Christ, because I started to see the little signs he used to save my life, not as a coincidence anymore, but a part of his plan. And that's when I gave my life to Christ.
Well, good for you. What a story. Now, how old were you during the genocide, during the war?
I was 6 going on 7.
All right, so you experienced it firsthand. What happened?
So when the genocide started in April 6, 1994, the militia, the Hutu militias, came to our house and they attacked our family and they killed my grandmother. And after they killed our grandmother, they hunted for our uncle. And we were living in the suburbs of the capital city, Kigali. But life there was really tough. So we ran from place to place until when we came to a certain place with our aunt. And I remember how God saved my life in so many humorous ways that at that time I didn't see as God working. But one, for example, is when I slept in a cow pie and a bullet missed my head just because I slept in a cow pie. So just those small things that God used to save my life. But we ran from place to place and many people being killed during the war. But it was after the war that my aunt also died. And before she died, she put me in an orphanage with me and my brother. And so when we got to the orphanage, that's when we kind of lost everything, lost all hope. And that's when my Operation Christmas Child story comes in, that shoebox gave me that hope.
All right, now, a little bit of history on the genocide. Over 1 million people were killed, right?
Yeah, close to 1 million people were killed in a matter of 3 months.
Wow.
And over 400,000 orphans were left in the country. So it was a devastating time for the country. And a lot of people still struggle today because of the aftermath. The country is safe now and it's very peaceful, but the internal, the psychological part of it, there's still so many people still healing from what happened and trying to find peace and forgiveness and reconciliation.
All right, before I run out of time now, the Lord led you to go back to do what?
This year, when I came to know Christ, I continued to pray. The Lord helped me to find peace in forgiving the people who killed my family. And this year, I was able to meet with the people who committed those crimes, who caused me the most pain, and were able to share that love of Jesus Christ. That only through Jesus Christ that I was able to find that peace, and I wanted to share that with them face to face.
Wow, how did that go?
It was such an emotional time for me because my family had been killed by these people, but I was always bitter and angry because I wanted them to pay for what they did. But little did I know that anger and rage was actually destroying me instead. And so God used so many people to help me heal, and counselors that helped me get to that point where I can be able to forgive them and live the peace that only Jesus Christ can offer.
Wow. Now, are you and your brother together?
Yeah, my brother lives in Minneapolis. He also got an opportunity to come to the U.S. for school.
Wow. Well, this is all a result of a lot of things, God's intervention in your life, obviously, but also the gift of a shoebox. What can you say to those who are contemplating whether or not they should do a shoebox this year?
I want to tell them, first of all, thank you for the people who continue packing shoeboxes many times. And those that are thinking about it, that you're giving a chance to a child around the world that really needs that encouragement, that needs to hear about Jesus Christ, that needs to hear about that someone loved them. At that time when I received mine, it's only that little shoebox, the little items, the candy canes that I hadn't had in my life before, gave me that opportunity to have a smile and forget about what happened during the war, forget about the nightmares. But when people pack a shoebox, they give those children a chance to hear that someone cares, someone out in the world cares and loves them so much. And so it is a great way to send the gospel message to children, but also remind them that there is a person, Jesus Christ, who loves them so much.
Alex, you're an inspiration. When you pack a shoebox, what's your favorite item to put in there?
My favorite item is a candy cane. When I received my shoebox, I didn't know what a candy cane was. And so I ate the candy cane with the plastic on it for the first time, the first bite, because I didn't know what it was. But so every time I put a candy cane, but I also put the most necessities, things like school supplies, hygiene items, toys, and just depending on what age you pack for, you can put even T-shirts and anything that are toys that will remind kids that we give them comfort.
Well, Alex, thank you for your time and your story. It is absolutely inspirational, and we work hard to get as many shoe boxes out of our area to get involved. So thank you, my friend. God bless you.
Thank you so much. May God bless you too.
Okay, we'll be right back.